Thanks for tuning into our seller interview series. Up today, we've got a Shopify, e-commerce, and Amazon FBA business for sale in the beauty and cosmetics niche. Created in June 2014, this business makes $6,263 per month in net profit. The listing number for this site is 40756. Now, we do these interviews to give potential buyers more information about both the seller and the businesses they're looking to purchase. We hope these insights are helpful for you in making a buying decision. We got the seller with us today to go through the business and cover everything from niche selection to traffic and monetization. Thanks for coming on, Danny.
Hey, Greg. Nice to have me here today.
Yeah, you too, man. Before we dive into the questions here, just to give a quick summary of the business out there for everyone listening into this. As I mentioned, it was built in June 2014, has a monthly revenue of $20,178, and expenses are sitting at $13,915 with a total net profit of $6,263, and that is at a 6-month average. With the sell, we'll include the brand name, the product names, the Amazon listings for all the products, automatic emails which are being sent to the customers after purchase, the email list with 6,000 buyers that are fully established and optimized with the Shopify store, conversion optimized theme for Shopify, the product pictures and source files, promotional videos, social media accounts such as Facebook and Pinterest, as well as an introduction to all the supply chain factories and info for backup suppliers. The current FBA inventory and the transfers of all the standard operating procedures will also be included in this sale. So, Danny, could you tell us a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses? Is this kind of your first one, or have you done many of them?
I've been online business for about 15 years. I was raised and born in a small European country, and I kind of didn't like the weather and life there because it's small. Everything is small. I kind of wanted to grow, to do something else, to do something more in my life. So I pushed the limits and I was actually able to move to the southern Spain. I was never employed, not even for a day. I was always, in the whole life, self-employed. So it was kind of a dream to me to move to the southern Spain with amazing weather and to be able to work from home, to not go to the job every day, in the morning, the rain, the snow in our country was normal. So actually this online business, Amazon and e-commerce Shopify store allowed me actually to live in Spain without going to any job to search for a job. So I can work from home. So this was kind of my dream.
That's awesome, man. It's always good to hear people living the dream. Yeah. No, I totally understand.
Amazing, yeah.
I've started doing it myself. It's awesome working from home or being, free of any kind of office or cubicle. It's absolutely a fantastic feeling. So how did you come up with the idea for this business specifically? Without giving away the niche, obviously, was there something about it that just kind of sang to you? Did you have previous experience with it, or just all use research and that's how you decided on the niche?
No, actually it was kind of, 2 years ago, I've seen that Amazon is now getting really strong all around the world, also in Europe. So I bought some course which was teaching how to sell on Amazon. So I started, and actually it was a long process for me. I'm not the fast learner. I learn slow, but I get there wherever I want sooner or later. So why I selected the beauty niche was actually personal experience. I love the sun. That's why I moved to southern Spain. It's with a lot of sun. So the sun also makes a serious damage on your skin. I didn't know. I'm now 46. So I got some wrinkles, around the eyes. So I was looking for products on Amazon, and I saw, this is the product which can help with wrinkles. And I was like, okay, maybe this is the way to go. I ordered some samples, and I had amazing results. Like one night, the wrinkles this was actually then first product, the wrinkles disappeared 50%. I was shocked. And I said, wow, this is something. If everybody, especially women, right? I'm a man, so I'm kind of more resistant to this, how I look, right? But if you can help a woman, which is more concerned than men normally about wrinkles and how they look, because the industry pressurizes them, that would be amazing. So this is how I started actually with this niche. It was my personal experience.
Interesting. And for someone looking at this business and say they don't really have any experience with Shopify or Amazon FBA, or maybe even no experience with online businesses, could you just briefly describe how this business makes money?
Okay, so what we do, we buy wholesale the product in bulk, then we fill it, we label it, we package everything. I mean, I have company who does this for me, but they're kind of in my team, right? Outsourced, let's say outsourced partners. So I don't see the product. I live in Spain. I buy products which is made in the United States. They package it in the United States and they ship it to the Amazon warehouse. So everything gets from Amazon warehouse to the customers. And then the sale occur on Amazon.com, Amazon FBA, ships the product to customers and account the money to my account. And if the sale occur on Shopify store, there is just everything is now already connected. So you just select ship this product to the customer and the Shopify store actually makes the order to Amazon FBA warehouse to send the product to the customer.
Excellent. Why are you selling the business? Why not keep it and grow it?
It was again life milestone. My wife got admission for the PhD for her studies in the UK. So we need cash on hand. So this is why we actually are selling the business. So we can help with moving to UK. We can paying all the expenses, everything. It's quite a chunk of money. So it was a tough decision. This is actually my baby. This is a business which was meant to grow and expand in multiple categories. Now, what new buyer we do, I don't know. But this was the intention. Like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel. Now this was the idea, right? To expand overall verticals. The important, the easiest one. But now we are in this situation, right? So we put everything on the scale and decided that we can build another business. But if we lose 1 year of admission for her PhD, it will be everything so late. So we decided, let's sell this and move on, right?
That makes sense. And when you started this business a couple years back, what was the trajectory of the business? Did you find that you were getting customers pretty quick, or did it take a while?
It took a while. It was actually going slowly. I had to learn all kind of things you need, actually. How to sell on Amazon, how to connect, all the technology, because I didn't want to just make something fast and then or sell or stop working. I was actually building all the infrastructure, like Shopify store, the optimized for conversion optimized team, connection with the Amazon warehouse. So email list, for example, right? It's a good base. It's a good base to grow. Yeah, I hope that explains.
Yeah, no worries. So it was a slow build, and now you're where you're at. Is there anything you learned while you were building this business that stands out to you as a lesson learned, like something you might apply to future projects, like just one thing that worked really well for you guys?
Yeah, of course. I learned a lot. I learned actually more or less everything you need to know to sell on Amazon and on Shopify store. And maybe just a note, it's not a hidden knowledge. The buyer, if he doesn't know exactly what to do, how to do, all the tiny details, I have no problem to teach the new buyer, because 100 billion in sales, Amazon is not kind of competition really. So if one person knows how to do it really, really well, it's not a problem.
Excellent. So what would you say is like your lesson you learned that you enjoyed, or not enjoyed, but the one that helped you the most? Like just one thing you learned from your selling experience?
Having amazing products and having amazing customer service is what I have to really help somebody with your product. Not just sell it, but really help somebody, because then you get emails from people, you get phone calls from people, then you get repeat buyers. They buy 17, 20, 30 times from you.
Yeah.
You can then email them about everything. We have emails. So
I agree. Sorry, didn't want you to interrupt, but it's something I say a lot is I tend to think quality is the fastest shortcut you can do. Like when people ask, how do I make it? Like take the time to do quality stuff. You're gonna see pretty good returns for that.
Yeah, you just can't cut corners today. Maybe 20 years ago you could, or 10 or 5 maybe also. But today, no. Today you have to provide some value to customers.
Yeah, absolutely. So on the flip side there, is there any lessons you learned that just like something you did that didn't work, something that fell flat on its face?
You mean about Shopify store?
Yeah, the
Or
business in general.
in general? Yeah, the one thing that really didn't work is to be late with replying customers. This is the worst thing probably you can do.
Was that being late?
Okay, you get some inquiry or some email from customer, or angry or happy, doesn't matter, whichever the case. So if you don't reply really fast, sometimes I didn't reply, I mean. Now I have mobile phone all the time with me and I check email and I reply in 2, 3, 4 hours. Seems like one customer is not important or doesn't matter in the whole picture, but actually it does, right? Because it's all about 20-80 principle. So the customer who contacts you is your best customer. Or angry or not angry, doesn't matter. It's your best customer. You can turn with nice gesture, bad customer, I mean bad, angry customer to your best customer. Just because you were nice
Yeah,
to
you
them.
reached out to them. Definitely, that's the power of customer service, turning people who are initially against you towards your brand more, you know? When it comes to traffic and earnings with the site, now, did it start off as an Amazon FBA business or did it start off as a Shopify business?
It all started with Amazon
Okay,
FBA
cool.
business.
Is most of your traffic still coming from like Amazon organic search, or are you finding that there's other methods that people are finding you from, like social media, for instance?
We use social media a lot for, not so much for FBA, Amazon FBA, but for the Shopify store, we use social media a lot. We have built quite nice profile on
Are you guys
Pinterest.
using paid ads or?
Yeah, we also use paid ads on Amazon PPC.
Nice. And you said you have a pretty good presence on Pinterest?
Yeah, we have quite some followers. We get quite a lot of traffic to Shopify store from Pinterest. Also buyers.
That's great. Yeah, I keep hearing so many great things about Pinterest traffic. It's something I really need to learn more about myself. When you look at your earnings, do you have just like one SKU or how many SKUs do you have for your store?
There's 7 at the moment. Yeah, more are on the way. Like 5 products are already on the shelf waiting
Awesome.
to be produced.
Out of those 7 products that are currently selling, would you say like one or two of them makes the lion's share of the money, or is it kind of spread evenly across the products?
Two of them are really strong. Then like pretty good. And then of course we have some dogs which are they're also very valuable. I will teach if want the new buyer what to do with product which fail in normal sales, but you can still do amazing things with that product. So it is benefit all the way.
And how stable are the earnings, would you say? Do they fluctuate month to month, or are they pretty solid throughout the year?
They're solid. This is our products are not seasonal, are all year well selling products.
You mentioned all your products are also built in or manufactured in the USA?
The big majority.
Okay, cool. Do you have multiple suppliers for each product, or do you rely on just one supplier?
We have more suppliers. We have also backup suppliers. They produce actually basically the same product. It's just a different supplier. We don't use it, but we have them on board.
Well, it's definitely good to have a backup, right? So that's good. When it comes to opportunities with this business, let's pretend you're going to keep it. What would you say is the least risky path you take to grow this business?
Okay, the least risky path is to expand the product line in the category we already are. Actually, super micro niche where we are to expand products there. And this would be maybe 1 year goal to add like 5 to 7 new products in the same field. And in a year, I would start, if I would keep the business, I would start the new vertical, new category with the same brand name I just mentioned before, like Microsoft Word, we would start the Microsoft Excel. The idea was to make a brand which covers the same population, the same demographics, so you can sell to the same customers different products they need or they would like to buy. So you don't jump over from men to women, from old to young. So this was the idea, to have the one audience and sell them multiple products from multiple categories, because in real life we use not only beauty products, but we also use other products, right?
Right, yeah, and branding is definitely the way to do that, to bring everything underneath that same umbrella and get people look at what else you have to offer once they like your brand, of course. When it comes to risk for this kind of business, what would you say is the most risky thing about it? Like, what is the biggest risk that a buyer should be aware of?
Biggest risk for me all time was to keep in stock. You maybe know, right? Amazon hates if you don't have products in stock. They punish actually with ranking. So this is actually the one which was like a dark cloud over me all the time to not get. No, serious.
I bet.
It's nightmare.
No, I bet.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare because then you have to kind of start again, So it happened. It happened a few times, and it's so not good. So not good.
Yeah, logistics is definitely one of the largest skill sets that a person should look at. One of the most critical skill sets, at least, for running an Amazon FBA business, for sure. I feel your pain. I've heard horror stories of people losing their rank completely because they ran out of products.
Yeah.
Because they were selling too good.
Yeah. This is actually biggest risk you can have. That.
What kind of work are you doing on a weekly or a monthly basis to maintain this business?
Okay, so every day I reply customer emails if there are any. Normally they are, because when you start selling more volume, then some percentage of people will write you. They also people also reply to email me automatically sent. They say, "Oh, thank you so much for follow up," and you reply them with a nice email back. It's all template based, so you just change the name and the product name. So person name, the product name, and send. This may be about 10-15 minutes a day. Then another thing daily is to check Shopify sales and fulfill them, which is another maybe 10 minutes. If it's not like every day 50
Right.
sales on Shopify, you have to check it, right? And then you have to check weekly the stock, which takes maybe 20 minutes, and then decide when you will hit the stock and you should restock. And keep in mind all the past experiences, how long can take to get product manufactured, labeled, packed, shipped, and back to Amazon store. It's more or less the work.
Excellent. Would you suggest the buyer coming in to have any kind of skill sets or knowledge before they would purchase a business like this?
No, not really.
Excellent. Moving into a bit of the wrap-up questions here. Would you be willing to commit to a non-compete saying like, hey, look, I'm not going to go start this exact same business after you buy it for me?
Yeah, sure. It makes sense. It's like normal thing.
Right. How much support are you willing to offer the new owner?
As I said, I'm not selling this because it was planned. It's not a business model I produced to build and sell the business. So I'm willing to help the new buyer with all the details he or she will need to run this thing. So whatever necessary is the informal answer, but of course, not 100 hours needed.
Something reasonable, right? Yeah.
Yeah, something reasonable.
12 hours a day, maybe.
All you need, right? All the buyer needs. Why not?
Excellent. Now, obviously, the best case scenario here for you and for Empire Flippers is someone comes in and buys the listing outright for the list price. But let's say someone wanted to do like 80% up front and 20% down after a certain period of training or some other sort of earn-out scenario. Would you at all be open to something like that?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Excellent. Before I ask you my final question here, Danny, my little hot seat question, just to give a quick summary again for everyone out there listening to this to this video, this business was built in June 2014, has a monthly revenue of $20,178, expenses of $13,915, with a total net profit of $6,263, and that is over a 6-month average. And with the sale of the business, it also includes everything that was mentioned up at the top of this presentation. So, Danny, what I want to ask you, my final question here is, what is your best pitch in 30 seconds or less on why someone should purchase this business?
30 seconds. This was built for my personal, for our family's lifestyle, which is not going to job, having the freedom of time and money. So if you're looking for that kind of business, this is definitely because it was built exactly for that purpose.
I think that is a great pitch, actually, because if a buyer comes in here and buys this business, say they are a mid-level executive or something like that at a corporation, they could buy this business and pretty much likely replace their entire income overnight by purchasing this business. So I think that is definitely a very strong selling point for someone out there looking to get their hands into a digital business. So Danny, thank you so much for coming on, man. If for everyone out there watching this on YouTube, if you guys want more information about this business, the link will be below the video. That would take you to our marketplace listing. If you're on our actual marketplace listing and you want more information about this business, you can become a depositor today. It's super easy. All you have to do is click the button, make a deposit, and you'll be given everything you need to review this business. So Danny, thank you again for coming on, man. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.